think we are live. Are we live? I think. It's showing I have one. So who's watching? Let me know if we're live. Oh, maybe we're live now. We are. Welcome into the live stream, everybody. Faith Boost, hello. My mod. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome into Magic Journeys with Becky. So this is a Q&A, but also testing our live stream capabilities right now. So far-ish, so good, but we're on the desktop computer. So we need to make sure that the mobile live stream is going to work too. I tried to go live on the mobile and it was giving a bunch of issues. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll have to work at it. But the mobile is the one that I'm worried about because that is where we need to go live from parks. So I'm a little worried about that. Give everyone a chance to come in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope y'all are ready to chat about Disney. I'm always down for that. What's my favorite park? I can't choose. I love them all. It's a very hard question for me. Just because I was raised on Disney and I've been there so many times. Can't choose one. But I would say Magic Kingdom and Epcot are right up there together for different reasons and on different levels. So I'm going to say Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Definitely. I've actually got, let's see. So I have, speaking of, I have park maps right here. A lot of guests that book their vacations with me or friends or whoever that ask me to get things for them throughout the park when we're going through and they see merchandise that they want. I always collect maps. I have maps all the way back from the early 90s. I'm a map hoarder. I love the maps. It is the one thing that Disney gives away that is free. So if you can get some, take some. And they're also good for, like, if you want to make a shadow box or something of your trip, put some pictures in there, get a park map, and just kind of put a collage together in a little shadow box. It's good for that. How many hours spent at Disney in one day? It depends. We can go from open to close, which usually the Walt Disney World parks on average, they across the board, they open at about 9 o'clock in the morning. Animal Kingdom is always going to be your earlier park opening, but usually it's 9 to 9 or 9 to 10. So I mean, we can go for well over 12 hours, depending, especially if you want to get there before the park opens, which that's what I like to do. If I'm going to be spending the entire day there, just because at Disney, when we're at Disney, we persevere. So, and your feet hurt. If you're not used to it, your body will be so sore at the end. But it just depends. And on these live streams that we're going to do, we can do, 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. It just depends on what we want to plan for the day. If there's things that we want to see specifically, if there's specific rides that we want to do, if there's a ride challenge that we want to do, like for instance, how many times can we ride Thunder Mountain in a day? So we can go like 12 hours riding Thunder Mountain back to back to back to back, doing some kind of challenge. So we'll add some super fun things in the mix too. So just kind of depends on the parks or the hours spent in one day. If it was up to me, I would stay there 24/7. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm the person to ask for that. Definitely a 24/7 person. If I could stay there and not leave, I would. Because every time it is time to leave, I don't ever want to go. I just kind of want to sit there crisscross applesauce wherever I am in the park and just kind of cry because I never want to leave. And that's been ongoing for 30 years, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Even my cup is Fantasia. I told y'all one of the live streams, I put my Great Value green tea bags in here, my water to give it a little bit of flavor. Don't judge. I can't do water. Monros. Currently in Florida. Where at in Florida? Are you at Disney? If you're at Disney, you better tell me. Destin. Oh, Destin's so nice. But you need to visit Anna Maria Island. It is so beautiful. It's a little bit of a hike from Destin, but you've got to definitely try Anna Maria Island. It is absolutely beautiful. Blakely says hi. Hi, baby. For anyone watching who didn't know that, Blakely is her daughter. She's a little itty bitty. All right, so let me see if. So I'm going to try to bring up the park map for y'all and maybe go through some of the My Disney experience on the app. She ain't itty bitty. She's 20 pounds. Oh my gosh, she got so big. Let's see. So, Caroline, I know you asked about the hours spent. I just want to show you. Let me pull it up here on my Disney Experience app and see if y'all can see it. So today, obviously, is Wednesday, July 31st. So we'll pull that up here on the app. See if y'all can see that. And then there's a little bit of a glare. I'm trying to see if you guys can focus. But there on the app, you can see all of the parks and the park hours for that day. So like today, Magic Kingdom's open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. What is your most memorable moment at Disney? There's so many. And actually, for that, I had we have so many old photos, which I have right here, old photos from trips to Disney, going way back to the early 90s. We also have um, uh, family vacation videos on VHS still, a lot of them that go back to the early 90s. So I can't just pick one. Let me show you. See, let me get a good one in here. Wild Finley out in the yard, caught on trail cam. That's funny. So, if you can see this, so that's little me and my mom, and obviously that's at Epcot. And I am turned looking at the monorail. You can see that. That was August 19th of 95. And oh, here's a good one. This is obviously way before they painted the castle. If you can see that one. It's me and Mom at Magic Kingdom. This was, oh, I don't see. Not a date on that. But as you can see, this goes way, way back. Way back. Oh, here's a good one. So this is at Epcot. Again, here it is. Is that January 25th of 94? It's me and Mom at the Mexico Pavilion, the Epcot. They still have those sombreros there. Itty bitty Becky. Yeah, I know. Nothing. Some things never change. I mean, you know, grew up, but still. What are the best places to eat and oh, I don't know what best places to eat and character dining? Is that what that was going to be? What are the best places to eat in Magic Kingdom? So, it depends on what kind of dining you want to do. At each park you have your quick service dining, so you can pretty much go into the restaurant of your choice. You go up to the window. You can either mobile order from your phone through the My Disney Experience app, which I just showed you, well, a little bit of it, or you don't have to do mobile order. You can walk right up to the cast member and order your food. They bring your food out to you right there on the tray, and you just go find a place to eat. So it's pretty much like the equivalent to McDonald's, but a lot better food. I've never had anything at Disney that was not good. Yes, their food is expensive, but never had anything that wasn't good. So there's a bunch of quick service places to eat at Magic Kingdom, and then you also have your dining where you can go in and sit down, and then you have your character dining, where it is, a lot nicer or better quality, I guess, of a setting for Disney. And then you have your characters or your princesses, that come around, and they do like little private meet and greets with you at the table while you're eating. You can do autographs and get photos, things like that. Obviously, your prices are going to vary, but still, everything at each level of those dining locations going to be very, very good. What park did you work? What character were you? Princesses. So I worked at Tri-Circle D Ranch. Tri-Circle D Ranch is part of the Fort Wilderness Campground. Fort Wilderness Campground is considered a Magic Kingdom resort. So at Tri-Circle D Ranch, a lot of people don't know this, but Disney has over, I believe it's still 100 head of horses. They have draft horses, trail horses, ponies. I worked there as my title, my position was a ranch hand. And we obviously took care of the horses, tended to all the horses. We did the Main Street trolley. We did parades, we did weddings, we did all kinds of things throughout the Walt Disney World Resort that had to do with all of the horses. So it was right up my alley. It was an amazing job. I guess the horse that I bonded with the most, his name was Jacob. He was just massive. And he was a spitting image of, if you've ever seen the movie Brave, Merida's horse in the movie, his name is Angus, spitting image of Angus, if you've ever seen that movie. And he was the most gentle giant. He was I want to say he was coming in right at about 18 hands, somewhere around there. He was absolutely massive. I loved him. There and Tri-Circle D Ranch, you can go visit the Tri-Circle D Ranch anytime you want to. And that is one thing on Disney property that is actually free of charge. It doesn't cost a dime to go over there. You can take Disney transportation over there as well. So say you're staying on property at a Disney resort, what you would have to do at that point in time is, from your resort, I would say take Disney transportation bus over to Magic Kingdom. And then once you get to Magic Kingdom, hop on a connecting Disney resort bus to go to Fort Wilderness. And then Disney transportation can take you in from there. So, and that is, like I said, that is absolutely free. Also over there at Tri-Circle D Ranch, they do have trail rides. So you can actually go trail riding on horseback. That is going to be an extra fee, of course. And they have pony rides. They also do wagon rides over there. So they have a lot to offer. The rides are going to be an extra fee, of course, but just to go over there and explore, take pictures, absolutely free of charge. What is a Dole Whip, and is it in Magic Kingdom or Epcot? I can't find them. So Dole Whips, they're so good. I want to pull. Let me see if I can pull this up on the My Disney Experience app for you before I start explaining this. So the Dole Whips are going to be found at Magic Kingdom. They're going to be in Adventureland. Actually, looking them up, it also looks like you can get them at the Polynesian as well. Polynesian Resort is a connecting resort to Magic Kingdom. So a Dole Whip, pretty much, well, so Disney, in typical Disney fashion, has come out with many different types and flavors of Dole Whip. But the original was pineapple ice cream. It's like pineapple ice cream swirl with pineapple juice. And it is absolutely amazing. That's the original. That's the one that's near and dear to my heart, and it is so, so good. What is the first character you can remember meeting? That's a good question. I think I want to say Goofy. Pretty sure it was Goofy. I remember Goofy, Dopey, Snow White, I want to say Goofy. When I was younger, Goofy was very near and dear to my heart. I love Goofy. He's also, can you see him in the back? This is my office, and it still needs to be finished. Goofy, yes. Yeah, he would. Here, I think I've got Dopey in here. I've got Cinderella. Let's see. I don't have a year on this or anything, though. That was at Epcot. No, it's not the best, but yes, I see him. Old Goofy in the background there. So back here, hold on. Here, that camera, I swear. These are all of my popcorn buckets that if you've been on my live streams from Facebook, you've heard me go on and on about these popcorn buckets, and they're like my collectible. I love my popcorn buckets. So I've got my lunch flies, however you want to pronounce them. I never know which way to pronounce them, to be completely honest with you, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I've got my bags and my popcorn buckets, and I've got paintings everywhere. I've got Thomas Kincaid's, things like that. I've got a lot of stuff in here, and it still needs to, there's a lot still needs to get straightened all out. How do I see wait times? Okay, so we're going to go back into the My Disney Experience app. So this right here, that's going to be my homepage. Yes, I do have Pocahontas set as my main character. Okay, so on our homepage, you're going to, there's that little pin drop button. Click it, and then it'll pull up the map. And then from there, if you minimize the screen, if y'all can see that, it will show you the wait time. That's Magic Kingdom, and it'll show you the wait times throughout Magic Kingdom Park right now. So I minimized it a little bit. And so I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. So we zoomed in just a little bit right there, and then if we click that wait time, that's going to bring that up for us and show what ride that's for. So that's for Haunted Mansion. So right now, Haunted Mansion is a 20-minute standby. So it'll bring up the name of the ride, which park, and your standby wait. So 20 minutes, which isn't bad. And then right below it, you can see the get directions. So if you hit get directions, say you're lost in the park, okay? Let's see. Well, say you're at Jungle Cruise. So it will route you, the app will actually route you wherever you're at in the park, okay? So say you were at Jungle Cruise and you needed to know how to get back to the Haunted Mansion. It shows you and it'll take you throughout the park and route you. If not, you can call me, message me, and I'll let you know how to get there. But that's one of the super cool things about that app. It allows you to do. If you could swap places with any employee for the day, who would it be and why? That's a good question. With any employee. Does the CEO count? Because that's probably, I'd make some changes. Right off the top of my head, I would like to be probably at some resort and checking guests in. Just because when you do that, you know, and I know all cast members deal with people from all around the world, but at the resorts, you know, when your family's checking in, you get the rundown. They're just getting there, they're just getting their hotel, they're super excited. You get to know if they are celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, whatever the case may be. And at that moment, you can do what's called pixie dusting or creating more magic for a family or a couple or whatever the case may be. At which point in time, you can see about secretly maybe upgrading their room, which is called pixie dusting. You can arrange for something like some kind of surprise to be waiting at their room once they get there. Usually, I think that's done beforehand, but still, you get to talk with the families a lot, know why they're there, why they wanted to come to Disney, pretty much like their entire life story of Disney. And I really enjoy that. I've heard so many stories of families when they're checking in, or how one family has waited like 15 years to take their kids and they're finally able to do it and how excited they are for it. And it's just creating a little bit more magic for that family who's waited for so long and is so happy to be there. That's probably off the top of my head what I would like to do, is just be there at check-in or concierge right there at one of the resorts. Faith boost. Okay, I get where the wait times are in the app, but are they accurate? Yes, they are very accurate. The wait times on that app, 100%. Pretty much as soon as a wait time changes, and this is from my experience in being in the parks, when a wait time changes at the ride, it's pretty much instantly, from what I've seen. The wait times on the app also change. If a ride goes down, it shows on the app pretty much almost instantly. So yes, they're very accurate. Carolyn said, if you plan a trip for me, what would I be doing? Plan my best vacation ever. You would be running around and you'd be so tired at the end of the day, because I would be having you wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to be getting to the parks like at least an hour early before they opened, and I mean, you're going to be going and going and going and going all day. Reason why I say that is because there's so much to do at each one of the Walt Disney World theme parks. So much to do. I know a lot of people, they think when they plan their vacation and they're going to stay a week and they're going to see everything. You're not. You're not. I've been doing this for over 30 years and I still don't think I've seen everything. Yes, they're constantly changing things, adding new things, doing new things. But the reality is there's just so much to do on Walt Disney World property. And I don't mean that in a bad way. There's so much. It's so much more than just a couple of theme parks. Which, by the way, when people say, oh, it's just a theme park, it's a way of life. It's a way of life. People like me, a lot of people. So you, Carolyn, you'd be doing it all, every single thing. You'd be so tired, but you'd be so happy. And you'd be enjoying a lot of the food. The food is great. The food is absolutely amazing. The beverages, everything. If you like to try and taste alcohol, there's a lot. They have such a variety of everything. In between rides and characters, there's so much to do and experience and see, and the attention to detail, really, when you're walking around the parks or in line, whichever it is, it's just it will blow your mind. It's incredible. So if I never went before and could only choose 2 parks, which ones would be the best bang for my buck? That really depends on you. Me personally, I'm gonna say Magic Kingdom and Epcot all day long. But if you're more of, hey, I want to see animals and I love Star Wars, well then I'm gonna 100% say absolutely. Then your 2 parks are going to be Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. But it really depends on your preference, what you like, what you want to see, what you want to experience, and that's a lot of the things that I ask all of my guests and my friends who come to me and ask me for vacation advice for Disney. It really just depends on you. Also, are you traveling solo? Are you traveling with your family? Are you traveling with your kids? That's going to change things up a lot, just because your whole dynamic then is going to change, because if you are traveling with kids, what ages are they? What's their height? Obviously, all that's going to matter once you jump from ride to ride. So really, it depends on your preference and what you like and what you want to experience from each of the parks. My favorite resort. That's a hard one. So I grew up at Disney's All-Star Music Resort, and I actually have a picture. This is me and my dad. I can't tell if that's 99 or 95. Anyway, if y'all can see that, it's All-Star Music. So that's Dad right there. That's me on top of the boot. I call these the big boots. And they do have Mickey's on them, as you can see. So that's All-Star Music Resort. Probably gonna be my all-time favorite. Growing up, really, I lived there. I'll be honest with you. We stayed there so much, and that was back when rooms were like $50 a night. but that's going to be probably my favorite because of the childhood memories that I have attached to it. Now that I'm older and experiencing going to more of the resorts, staying to more of the resorts, Port Orleans. I absolutely love Port Orleans Resort. Riverside and French Quarter, absolutely amazing. The theming, the atmosphere, I can't say enough good things about Port Orleans. It's also very, very quiet over there, and they're huge, huge resorts with a lot to do. So, another thing about Port Orleans is it's very, very nice, but at the same time, it's also more budget friendly. So that's huge, huge for Port Orleans. So those are going to be my two favorites for two different reasons. Resort wise, I really can't down any of them. All the Disney resorts are amazing. Yes, some of them are going to be more budget friendly. Some of them are going to be more bougie, as I call it, but if that's what you're paying for, you're gonna see a difference in quality. They have some amazing resorts on Walt Disney World property, and you can range anywhere from $150 a night to $2,500 a night. It just depends on where you're staying. And that's another thing that I want to stress. A lot of people think that it costs so much money to stay at a resort. It doesn't. You just got to pick the right one and at the right time of year. Are service animals allowed in the park? Because I have real anxiety around a lot of people. Yes, absolutely, 100%. I see service animals, service dogs in there all the time. Disney is very accommodating with service pets. Also, coming off of a lot of the rides, you will see a really big dog crate or something in the back when you come off the rides. That's obviously for your service animal or your service dog. So your pet or your service dog can wait for you once you get off the ride. Also, throughout the parks, they have little teeny sections set up for your little furry friend to go take a potty break and things like that. So yes, Disney is very accommodating with that. Also, going back to Port Orleans, Port Orleans is a pet-friendly resort, so you can 100% bring your dog there. Also, Disney has a what's called a best friends pet hotel. It is a super, super nice place to keep your furry friends while you're at Disney, and it is on Disney property. Dogs, cats, birds, reptiles. We've even had to bring our rabbits there before when I was really little. So Disney's very, very accommodating with that all around. Absolutely. I see people who bring their service dogs into the parks have what are they, the paw pads. They're like little pads, or the sneakers, I want to say, for their dogs, just because in Florida that concrete and the asphalt gets so hot, and you don't want your dog running their paw pads. So I see a lot of people putting those pads on their dogs for extra protection for their paws, which is really good. But yes, overall, Disney is very accommodating with any and all things, pretty much. I need to see if I have another picture here. I'm sure I do. There was one on here where I was I was super duper sassy on the monorail. I need to show that one to y'all. Oh, speaking of Goofy, we were talking about Goofy earlier. There's me and Goofy. Favorite dinner spot in Magic Kingdom? I'm gonna say I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go with the character dining, and I'm gonna go with Cinderella's royal table inside of Cinderella's castle. It is absolutely amazing, especially if you can get in there when the fireworks are happening, happily ever after. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it. It is absolutely amazing. What are the average price for ears? What is your favorite pair? Glad you asked. So I have a lot of ears. I just got these. These are 101 Dalmatians ears. Cruella. I love them so much. Like I said, I just got them. They are $35.99 a piece, I believe. But there's so many. I'm gonna say my favorite. These, I'm not sure if I'd say they're my favorite. They're my go-to. I got these in Epcot, and it says pass holder. It's like blue, pinkish, and gold. Those are my go-tos. Does Disney go through your bags on entry if I try to save money and bring my own snacks? They do. You do have to go through security check. Yes, absolutely. Every single person does. Strollers do. Strollers, wheelchairs. Everyone has to go through security. There is no way to bypass that. So obviously, no weapons or anything like that. Umbrellas are usually the thing that will set them off. So just keep that in mind. But if you have an umbrella with you, all you have to do when you go through the metal detectors, there are metal detectors that you go through, hold your umbrella out in front of you and just keep walking. That usually does the trick. I am all about saving money, budgeting, and things like that. So when it comes to snacks, 100% yes. Bring all the snacks you want with you. I actually was going to buy one of those cooler backpacks and put like PB&Js and all that in it. A lot of times when I go with my friends and they bring their kids, they bring one of those huge cooler bags as well and just stuff it with snacks and sandwiches and things like that. So yes, 100% bring all the snacks or sandwiches, whatever you want. If you're on a strict diet or something like that, absolutely bring it with you. And I do highly recommend one of the cooler backpacks, especially in the summertime. And make sure that you're drinking all the water that you can, especially in the summertime. What's Disney Springs? Disney Springs is, if you like shopping, places to eat, Disney Springs is the 100% place for you. Disney Springs used to be downtown Disney. I know it is downtown Disney, and I miss that aspect of it. But I'll be completely honest with you. We on these streams we will go and we will live stream Disney Springs, but it's actually not my favorite place in the world. There is a lot of shopping, a lot of stores. Marlissa, you'll like this. There's a Lululemon there. They have a huge World of Disney store. I they have I forget how many stores there. They just redid everything, and they're continuously adding new stores. I believe there's also a huge movie theater there, and a lot of places to eat. A lot of very good places to eat. So if that's also something where if you have an extra day and you don't have park admission or anything like that, you can go to Disney Springs. You can use Disney transportation to go to Disney Springs, and it is 100% free of charge. Now you do have to pay for whatever you buy once you're at Disney Springs, but it is 100% free of charge, and it is mostly shopping and dining, but there's a lot of stores to explore there. It's like Disney's very own mall. It's huge. It's incredible. Likely. Can you rent a locker or anywhere to store your belongings? Yes. Each park has lockers that you can rent if you wish to do so. Usually they're right at the beginning of the parks. And yes, you are more than welcome to do that. I don't want to say some, because now that I think about it, I think it's just Tron. Tron has lockers in the line that you have to put your things on before you get on the ride, because essentially on Tron you're kind of laying on your stomach for that roller coaster, and they do not allow anything to be with you, any type of bags or anything like that. So they have specific lockers for that ride. But Walt Disney World does, for their 4 parks here, they do offer lockers if you wish to put your bags up. I've never used it, I don't think. And I want to say I was watching someone the other day, and I want to say like your first 2 hours of the lockers are free. And I don't quote me on that though, because like I said, I've never used the lockers. I've always had my bags on me on my person. Do they have Walt in a chamber, the castle? No. No, not to my knowledge. No, they do not have him in a chamber under the castle. That's funny. Um, there was a lot of, I remember reading a lot of rumors and things going around about what happened to Walt and things like that, but no, they do not have him under the castle. What they do have under the castle is actually, when you're in Magic Kingdom, you're on the 2nd floor. So underneath you, when you're in Magic Kingdom, you're walking on what's called the utilidors, and that's where like all of the trash gets transported through and everything, because you don't really see it when you're in the parks. And that's where cast members go. They're in the utilidors to go from one location to the other. And if you walk around the Walt Disney World parks and you're actually paying attention, you won't see a cast member who works at Peter Pan over at Space Mountain. It's just Walt Disney made it that way specifically. TikTok said so. I saw the TikTok of those trash musicians you did. Who are those guys? So those are, I want to say it like they do, the janitors. They're the janitors. So like janitor, but they're musicians, so they're the janitors. They're amazing guys. They perform at Epcot every single day. You can also look them up on the My Disney Experience app. I'm gonna pull them up for you guys real quick. So here's the janitors, and they only play, perform, I should say, at Epcot, and they look like a regular custodial walking around the park, so you really don't know until they're out performing. But if you can see that, you can look up the janitors there, and then it shows you all the show times that they're coming out. So they call themselves the Trash Harmonic, Le Trio La Garbage, something like that, I think is what they say when they come out. Do kids under 3 get in free? Absolutely, all day long. They sure do. So this is your time to take lately now. Everyone always says, well, I don't want to take my kid. They won't remember it. But you will remember it. I've seen so many parents bring their babies or their toddlers, and once they get there and they're taking pictures in front of the castle and everything, it's just everything goes away. And I read so many stories of how parents say, I'm so glad I did it and I didn't wait. So absolutely, yes, 100% free. Take her yesterday, Melissa. Take her. Any secret passages in the resorts that only the regulars know about? Passages in the resorts. I'm trying to think of. I wouldn't say they're secret. I would say more of like a monkey see, monkey do thing. People see other people going and taking one pathway, and another back pathway is open. It's just nobody really knows about it or thinks about it because everybody else is on the other one. So I wouldn't say they're secret. I would say they're a lot more quiet, just because people are creatures of habit, and they're gonna take the bridge or pathway that they know about. And there's a lot of other really quiet walkways that you can take that just people just don't know about because they're just don't pay attention to it. Shortcuts, yeah. Are the janitors paid, and are there more skits, or do they do just that? So, the janitors, are you referring to the janitors? Are they paid? Yes, absolutely. They are regular. They are cast members. They are part of the entertainment. And are there more little skits, or do they do just that? So the janitors, if you've seen my shorts on YouTube, they pretty much just come out and do just that. They're pretty much, I like to call them like Epcot's drumline. That is what they do several times throughout the day, and they also interact with the crowd. Why don't you work at Disney Dream Job? Well, I used to be a cast member there, and then I relocated. It was the best job in the world, but I've thought about it. Can't say that I haven't to go back, but I really like this, like with the YouTube and streaming and things like that. Absolutely love it because I can go to Walt Disney World. I can enjoy the parks. I can bring y'all with me. I can bring you new information and content, but still have fun in the parks. And I don't have to punch a time clock, if that makes sense. So it's really a win-win all around. And I absolutely love that aspect of these live streams and getting to do all that on these different platforms. So I hope that makes sense because doing this, I feel like, is a lot more fun, and I don't really see this technically as a job. It's something that I love, and hopefully I'm turning it into something that you all love. Janitors, if I tell them my wife is handicapped, can I get to the front of the line at rides? So, Derek, you, depending on what, so there's two different ways to go about that. Obviously, your folks coming in, some of them are in wheelchairs, or the scooters. You still have to wait in the line, but you can apply for what's called DAS or the DAS pass. What that is you have to go on the Walt Disney World website. You go through a link, and you are connected with a cast member, and it's like a Zoom meeting, kind of like this live stream. And you speak with the cast member face to face, and you present to them the problems or the issues that you have and why you do not have the ability to wait in the longer lines. Disney then will decide to issue you the DAS pass or not, which is linked to your My Disney experience. What that does is you get to use the lightning lane, and the lightning lane is your very, very short version of waiting in the regular standby line. When you get to go in the lightning lane, you have very little to no wait at all. But again, with the DAS, Disney is going to, they decide whether or not you're going to be accepted for the DAS pass. Marlissa says mom has stuff options. If they don't have plant nurseries, mom won't come. So there is a ride at Epcot. It's called Living with the Land. She would absolutely live there. It is literally a water ride. You go around, and it is centered and goes around a huge greenhouse. It is the biggest greenhouse you've ever seen in your entire life. And they have everything in there. I mean, everything. She will absolutely love that. Do they sell live plants there? No. They have a little kids section, and they I think they sell like in a little container. It's a Venus flytrap. That's all I've seen. And that's at Epcot. That's at the Land Pavilion in Epcot. They also have a what's called Behind the Seeds tour, SEEDS, Behind the Seeds. And I don't want to run it what it is in case y'all decide to do that one day, but I have done it, and it's absolutely amazing. and that is pretty much centered around Walt Disney World's greenhouse and what they do there. Well, they prosecuted my wife snatches a playable at the park. If they, Derek, if they don't see it happen, that's all I know. that's the extent of it. I can't. I'm not Disney, so but as I would say, if they don't see her do it, I'm not condoning taking live plants from the Walt Disney World Resort. I'm just putting that out there. What's your favorite Epcot ride? So I have different rides at Epcot for different levels. Of course, Epcot has the one and only Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Guardians of the Galaxy is literally out of this world. It is absolutely amazing. Disney truly outdid themselves when they put that ride together. If you are a fan of roller coasters and thrill and all the things, you're going to love Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, my favorite ride is pertaining to like my childhood. That goes way back and is near and dear to my heart at Epcot. That's gonna be a toss-up between Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land. I absolutely love them all. It's hard for me to just pick one because I can't. Too many memories. How often is the fireworks show? Every single day. Disney has, so let me rewind. Magic Kingdom, every night, weather permitting, these are all weather permitting, every night at 9:20 at Magic Kingdom, you will have your happily ever after fireworks. Every night at 9 p.m. at Epcot, you have your luminous fireworks. And then every night, your times vary and depend at Hollywood Studios. It's either 9:30, or 10:30. You've got Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios. So Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios all have fireworks, and those shows are absolutely amazing. You do not want to miss them if you're at the Disney parks. Animal Kingdom does not, because they are, well, because of all the animals and for many, many reasons. But what they do have is it's like a reflections show, maybe. I don't know the actual technical term for it. Projections. And what they do have, I believe they still have it. I haven't stayed at Animal Kingdom at closing for a while, but when I was there for it last time, they do projections on the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is pretty much it is the big tree located right in the middle of the park. And they project like a little show on the Tree of Life, is what they have at park closing, I believe. If they still have that. Like I said, I haven't been there to watch that or stayed for that in quite a while, which I need to put that on my list to do. So yes, every night the Walt Disney World parks has something. Do they have an aquarium there? Yes, at Epcot. I want to say Walt Disney World has the biggest aquarium in the United States. Don't quote me on that. I read that somewhere. It's one of the biggest aquariums, if not the biggest. So at Epcot, it used to be the Living Seas. And that's what I know it as from being a 90s baby. Now they turned it into the Finding Nemo ride, and it is actually a very, very cute ride. When you go on the ride and you come back out, it spits you out into this huge aquarium. Sharks, sea turtles, dolphins, manatees. They have so many little saltwater exhibits with seahorses, different kinds of eels. Very, very educational. They also have what's called the Coral Reef Restaurant. You dine in the restaurant and you're surrounded by the huge aquariums. That's a very, very unique and awesome experience as well. How far away is parking to the entrance? Do they have a shuttle that you can ride? If so, is there a fee to ride the shuttle? That's a great question. Magic Kingdom, the the parking lot is actually located like a mile away from Magic Kingdom. So 100% yes. At each and every park, you always are going to have trams that take you to and from the parking lot to the actual park. Magic Kingdom, yes, they have the trams. Magic Kingdom also has monorail transportation and the ferry boat transportation. Your other parks are going to have the tram that brings you to and from. Magic Kingdom is set up a little bit differently, but yes, same concept. You are parking a very far ways away from the park. So each and every park does have that tram or shuttle that takes you from the parking lot up to the front of the park, so you don't have to walk all that way. And there is absolutely no fee at all. They keep their trams running consistently all throughout the day. So you just hop on one, take it back out, hop on the other, and take it back out. You do have to remember where you parked, though. That's a huge thing. So how Disney has it is they have different sections. So you could be parked in like Captain Hook row 302 or Mickey Mouse row 289. So because the parking lots are so massive and there are so many vehicles, you just have to remember what section and what row you parked in. Now also, I want to show you on the My Disney Experience app. I utilize this a lot every time I go. There is if you can see it, there's the car locator. So once you get to whichever park you're going to and you park, you can hit the car locator and then you can save your location. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Oh, see this, it says that I'm too far away, so I can't enter it. But anyway, once you tap save your vehicle location, it will give you the options of what section you parked in. Like if you're parked in Captain Hook, and then it brings down all the row numbers. You can put in Captain Hook row 302 or wherever you're parked, and then that saves your parking spot for you on your app. So when you come out of the park and you're done for the day and you jump back on the tram and the tram takes you all the way back out to the parking lot, you know which section that you need to get off at and which row to go to your vehicle. Do they offer overnight stays in the park? I wish they did. If they did that, I would not be here right now. I would be there. No, they do not. I wish they did. One year they did a giveaway. It was like Year of a Million Dreams, I want to say. And they were giving away stays in the Cinderella Castle. One day. I wish. That is like my ultimate goal. I would absolutely love. I couldn't even imagine. I just couldn't even imagine. I would. I don't even know. I just couldn't even imagine. That's too much for me to even think about. Do the signature popcorn buckets ever get resold again after they are released? They do. So they had I guess an episode where a lot of people were going into the parks and buying up so much of one specific piece of merchandise, or like the popcorn buckets. So I believe Disney now has a limit to per person, because what these people were doing, where they were buying like 20 and 40 pieces of merchandise at a time, and they were going back and selling them on eBay for like double and triple the price. So can't do that anymore. So I believe it's limit 2 per person. Do they still have the ride 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea? So no, they do not. And I believe it's 20. Now you have me thinking. Yeah, right. I actually have I have a pair of ears for. Let's see if I can get them for you. These are the most awesome. These are a collector's. You see all my ears right here. It's a little suitcase that I have. Let me see. They're called Decade Ears, and yes, it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Derek had me thinking for a second there. I was like, wait a minute. So if you can see those? They're like a collectible ear, and there's the back, and they're like little portholes. This one is. It actually opens up. That's so cool. See, I've never worn these into the park, and I never will. And the tag will never come off of these. There's so much. And then they have, let's see. So they have what's called little shoulder puppets. So if you've ever seen Ratatouille, this is Remy. These are little shoulder puppets. There's a little magnet on the bottom that they stick to. So what you do is, make sure Remy doesn't fall. You put the magnet on your shoulder. A lot of people do this at the parks. And then you have your little shoulder pet. Little Remy. Just sit there. A lot of people put them on their hat. But that's your little shoulder pets that a lot of people get. Remy, there's Groot and Sebastian and Figment. Here's a little Groot. Groot. Yes, very nice ears. They are awesome. So I have, this is our streaming gimbal. I am still working out the ins and outs. I'm telling you, me and technology have a love-hate relationship. So I appreciate y'all coming in and bearing with me through all of this, because I'm learning a lot of this as I go along, especially with the gimbal, how to operate YouTube and everything. I know it's something that I definitely want to do and that I want to pursue. It's very fun. It's a lot of fun. I love these live streams, getting to interact and talk with y'all when the chat pops up. I love it. It's amazing. But at the same time, it is a huge learning experience because, like I said, me and technology, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with it. And the gimbal, what I call is, y'all take a gimbal ride, and it just kind of does, the thing's got a mind of its own. So I'm hoping the first stream that we have at the resorts, it will be a good one, or at somewhere in Walt Disney World, it will be a good one, and we don't have to take any gimbal rides, because I think the last time I was streaming with the gimbal, we took a gimbal ride because the gimbal took a really hard hit. We were at Animal Kingdom, and we were on Mount Everest, and the what do I want to call it? The lap bar popped up, and it like popped a piece of my gimbal off, and God love the gimbal, just hasn't acted right since. So we're trying to work around those issues. Is there a Pandora store on site? My wife knows. There are special editions for Pandora. Yes. Were there Pandora stores at every park? So definitely Pandora at Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and they've got to have it in Animal Kingdom too. I just can't place it right now in the gift shop. But yes. Pandora sponsors the Happily Ever After fireworks at Magic Kingdom every single night. So yes, 100%. Pandora is everywhere around Walt Disney World. Have you ever seen or met any celebrities there? No. One time I think I missed Johnny Depp by a day, and he was there doing a bunch of stuff with Pirates of the Caribbean just to be there. Well, because he's Captain Jack Sparrow, he can. But that was the closest I've ever been, I think. I don't think I've seen or met any of them there. When they do go, I want to say they do a pretty good job of like camouflaging themselves in, which there's also so many things going on at the same time when you're at the parks. So I'm sure I probably was there at some point in time as a celebrity, and I just didn't realize it. All right, real quick. Here's the picture that I was wanting to show y'all. So much size. This is on the monorail. Some things never change. August 21st of 95. I need to, you know how people get photos or videos and they do like a reenactment shot when it's like 20 years down the road? I need to do one of those for this picture. That would be awesome. Have any movies ever been filmed there? Yeah. I don't know which one. Well, wasn't 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? I'm not good with the whole movie thing, but I want to say 20,000 Leagues was Was it part of that? I don't even know when that was released. Enough. Lord, now I feel dumb. I know Hollywood Studios, back when they had the backlot tour, a lot of filmings were done there, including the Golden Girls. A lot was done there. Derek's asking all these questions that have me stumped now. Now I'm gonna have to go do all these research on movies filmed at Walt Disney World. Derek couldn't ask me anything about the Fast Pass system and how glorious it was back pre-COVID. So we are hoping to go live at, obviously, a park at Walt Disney World super soon. I'm trying to go live through Streamlabs. But again, like I said, technology and I have a love-hate relationship. So I'm still trying to figure out the ins and outs of that. Like I said at the beginning of this live, we were trying to go live on the mobile device that we have specifically, or that I got specifically for live streams and to do these, but it would not allow me. Now YouTube says you have to have 50 subscribers to go live on YouTube and on their platform. Well, we have surpassed the 50 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Truly appreciate it. We have surpassed that, but it's still not allowing me to go live through YouTube. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because, and the reason why I want to go through Streamlabs is whenever I need to run into the restroom, when we're doing like a 12-hour stream at Magic Kingdom or something, Streamlabs will let me do a BRB or be right back screen. So I can have y'all paused and looking at a nice little screen of Walt Disney or whatever. But it's not letting me do that. So I'm still working out the ins and outs of that. But hopefully soon. I had this one scheduled, and I want to say it only allowed me to do that because I was on the desktop. So we're still working on all that. Still working on all the kinks. So let's see. We've been going for a while. Wow, almost an hour and a half, guys. Well, I want to thank y'all so much. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, it means the absolute world to me that y'all are here. You're joining in on the chat, you're watching, you're following, you're liking, you're subscribing to the channel. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you, because without y'all, this isn't gonna happen. And it's literally happening because of you. So thank you all so much, so much for everything. I cannot thank you enough. This means a lot to me. This is a whole new journey. And I'm glad that y'all are here to be a part of it. Obviously, my plans are to grow the channel a lot. I want to do giveaways and fundraisers, so many things that I have in mind to grow this channel and do while we're on the live streams. so much information to show everyone, and just have fun with it. And to bring you lives where everyone is looking forward to being a part of this little community. And I just absolutely am thrilled for that, and I love the idea. So Disney is something that, like I said, I've been doing for over 30 years now. And I've always thought, what what can I do that pertains to Disney that I love, that I can bring to other people, that either share my interests, or when I bring it to them, they are very interested in everything and have fun with it. And when I thought of YouTube and doing things like this, I'm like, oh, there's no way. I didn't think this could ever be possible. And look, now here we are on our first live in the office that's unfinished. So thank you all so much. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. Like I said, still figuring out the ins and outs of everything so we can go live from one of these platforms while we're in Walt Disney World. And we can go on rides and do all the things and start doing new things from there. So, camera allowed in the parks, any copyrights? So, Derek, by camera, do you mean like mine? Like going into live stream? Yes, it is 100% allowed in the parks. What they do not allow in the parks is selfie sticks. So my gimbal here, this is fine, and the phone goes up here, so that's okay. They just don't want it to extend. You can't extend it on any of the rides. Copyrights. Myself, obviously, I have not experienced the copyrights or anything yet, just because me, myself, and on my channel, we've not gone in with YouTube or on these platforms to live stream yet. So I do know other live streamers, I believe they get flagged. I'm not sure what happens with it, but I know it's because of certain songs that are playing in the background. I know Frozen is a big one. Anything from Frozen, the stream gets tagged or flagged for. I'm not sure really what that is, but it is, I want to say it is a copyright issue. I don't know if I don't recall if they actually take the entire stream down, or if they just kind of edit that part out or mute that part. So, and that's something that once we go live inside the parks that we are going to encounter. I'm fine with that. I mean, I understand. It's Walt Disney World, and I'm not going to not go in and do something and not experience it for y'all just because they may mute 5 minutes of the stream. So it's not a big deal. Derek, so the restrooms, there's a lot of restrooms in every single park. You will also find restrooms on your park map on your My Disney Experience. Look those up for you really quick. So we'll go back into Magic Kingdom again. And there's a little search bar up at the top. Let me see if it'll pull up for me. Just because we're not inside the park right now. And, oh, yep, it does pull up. So if you can see this, that is inside of Magic Kingdom. So where all of your little drop pins are at of the man and woman are going to be your restrooms. And there's a lot. If I zoom out too much, it shows the wait times, but there you're looking at restrooms around every single corner of each of the parks. So that is not that's not a problem. Carolyn says, stop it. All right, you guys, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you will continue to support the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and every time we have these, hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The great thing about subscribing is it is absolutely 100% free to hit that button. 100% free. $0, which is the best part about it. It's the most budget-friendly thing that you can do. So thank you all so much again for all the support. Really, really can't thank you enough and tell you how appreciative I am of you all taking the time to come here and explore the channel. Even though this is our first live, it truly does do wonders. So thank you so much. Keep an eye on the channel. I will be posting like more shorts, more vlogs, and hopefully soon, once I can get all of this situated with YouTube, we can go live from the parks super duper soon. I truly hope that we are able to tackle that real soon, because I want to get you guys there and have such, a better picture on a better device. So hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. Thank you all again so much. And like I said, just keep an eye on the channel. I will be posting more upcoming videos and information. And if y'all have anything else, any other questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out and let me know what your concerns and things are, or anything about the parks. So until then, we will see y'all on the next video, on the next live. Again, I can't say this enough, but thank you so much for all of your continued support. Thank you, everyone. Truly appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Hopefully it is from Walt Disney World, but I can't make any promises on that. So thank you again, guys. Truly appreciate it. Bye, everyone. Bye, Carolyn. Bye, Derek. Bye, Faith Boost. Bye, Marlissa.